All right, anybody out there with a B8, Audi, maybe the same for B8.5s. Service position, there's two ways to do it. This is the second way. A lot of people, what they do is they put an extension bolt here and they hold their hanger up all the way. So this entire hanger is all the way up in line with this. If you see, the bolt for mine is right down there. So I've actually taken this out and I've been able to drop it. So I take it out and I swing and I pivot and I drop. And so I screwed mine up a little bit, so I'll learn from my mistake here. I put my jack stand in the wrong spot. Put my jack stand right here. What I should have done is I should have put wood down and I should put a jack stand up front here to hold the load off of this. Otherwise what happens is jack stand was here. This is my other point of contact up there. That's my that's the hanger right there. That's the pivot point, and this is the pivot point. And then guess what? When I'm over here working and I lean on it, I bent that. So you can take the load off of it by putting a piece of wood here with a jack stand, but it allows you to get. See, you can't get this with the other service position. So you got a ton of room. You have literally a ton of room in here. So you can do anything you want down here. And the nice thing is, as you go, you can pull more hoses to get it down further and further and further and further. The things that I did right at the beginning, to get it at least the first step of the way, you got to disconnect this. You're going to break it if you don't. Other thing, hood latch. Got to disconnect this hood latch, right? This hood latch, you just split this right here, and then you pull this little ball out, and then it separates. Other thing I did as a precaution is underneath this, there's a little mount screw here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm pointing my finger. There we go. This guy right here. I pulled this off so that this could drop down with it. Also, of course, just connect your main and your returns. It's kind of how I did it. This I didn't need to pull off. I just pulled it off so I could get the serpentine belt out because that's what I was doing. If you can tell, I have what looks like a pretty bad leak. It's actually just this freaking hose leaking and also this leaking, which is making it look like it blew a head gasket. It was kind of scary, but yeah, that's why it's a huge mess down here. The service position, this second way of doing the service position is really helpful. You get a lot more of an angle. You get a lot more access. That being said, you most likely, if you do this, I think you should probably have some spares of these hangers. I've got a few of them. I'm not too concerned about it. That being said, if you don't have those, what you can do is you can go down here and you can actually disconnect this bolt, or you can disconnect this bolt, and then you just drop this entire front clip down to where you want it. The only real thing that's going to be preventing you getting further than this is the expansion tank. So if I wanted to go even further than this, I could pull the hose off the expansion tank here. That may get me a little bit further. You're going to start running into your hard AC lines. I got them a little bit torqued over here, but I can get more. But yeah, you get a lot more access out of this than just pulling it forward, a few inches with this position. Also, you're not going to be smacking your hands around. Every single time I go into one of these things in the other service position, I just cut my hands up super bad. Yeah, anyways, hope that helps people out there. I saw one other video of this on YouTube, but he didn't actually get down there and show you that pivot point. So again, this is actually what's holding the entire assembly. So this entire assembly is connected, boom, all the way to the top, right to here. And once you pull the 3 bolts here, So once you pull this one, that one, and that one, right, you're free, and then you pivot, and then you're pivoting right off of this. Drop it down. Probably gonna bend this a little bit. I have never really seen much of an issue with being able to get this not bent out. I don't really know what this does. To be 100% honest, there's not really any load on this once you have this out. So I've always just kind of got a few spares, but yeah, it seems to me like this is actually that hanger right there is actually put there so that you can get it into service position like this. So it doesn't even matter if I bend this out. It's not a critical piece. That said, just make sure you don't break this plastic. So have it supported in some way, and don't be an idiot and just be leaning up against this thing. Like kind of how I did it. But anyways, hope that helps.